What is up, YouTube? Your pal Luke Frankenstein, and today we're going to be doing something controversial. Maybe controversial. It's going to be controversial just because I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing a video game system tier list. On this tier list, it's going to be quite simple. The factors are going to be quite simple. It's based on my knowledge of the game system, which is going to be sporadic throughout. Some I will know more about. I did have to add an unsure down here because there's going to be quite a few consoles out here that I've just never played. I can't quite tell what it is, or they're a little bit older. Like this one, I think this is the Atari 8000. Anyways, let's get to it. Ooh, wow. See, there's already a few that I can already tell that I can't quite tell. Like this one. Which one is this? Is the PS4? I'm unsure. This one goes unsure. I can't tell which one it is. I've never played it. Like I said, there's probably going to be like 6 or 7 coming down here. Xbox. Xbox had a lot of good games into it. It helped create the online world for the console as it is today. It had a lot of good games. It was actually a pretty good system. And it was $300, I think. I think it was about a $300 game system that you could get. So I'm actually going to put this in S tier. It did a lot. It did a lot for the gaming community, whether people know it or not. I don't know if it's the first game system to have online. I don't think it was, but it was the one that made Xbox Live is what made online gaming for the console big for what it is today. So we'll put it in S tier. Looks old. I'm sure that's going to be like up here. I don't know which one's the first one. Is it this one? Is this the Atari? What is it called? The Atari 8000. It's like the first one. That is, I would put it somewhere, but I don't know. Like, I don't know the names. Like, they just have the pictures. Anyways, the PS3. I think this is B tier. Didn't really play a lot. I think the PS2 is a little bit better. That's my opinion. Nintendo Switch. Really cool game system. A lot of cool games. It's Nintendo. They always have good games. But all their prices are like $60. I don't think they ever cheapen their prices, and they never give out discounts, like ever. So I'm going to give that to A tier. GameCube, a lot of great games. Another Nintendo classic. Did many good things. The controls weren't so bad. Much better than the N64 that looks like we're about to get to. Still had 4 controller slots like the N64, so you could still play with friends, unlike today. Had some cool stuff. I don't think it had online capability at the time. I could be wrong in that. I'll put that in B tier. It could be A tier. I'm going to put it in B tier. Unsure on this one. N64. Oh, man. This might have some biased opinion to it on me. A lot of good games came out. This was, as far as I know of, maybe not the first system, but again, one of the game systems that kind of pioneered 3D games where you could finally have a Z coordinate. You finally had depth in your games. It's strong enough for those. I put that in S tier. I think it did a lot for the gaming industry. There's a lot of great games in that system. Would they be great today? Would they hold up today? A couple would actually be like, yeah, this is not half bad. I mean, they're old, but for its time, yeah, well ahead of its time. I think that goes in S tier. I don't think it's greatest of all time. I think we already kind of know which one's going to get that one. Moving on, 16-bit, kind of a 8-bit. Excuse me, the 8-bit. One of the older generations came out a while ago. I think this is not the first Mario game, but came out with a Mario game, had Zelda, all that good stuff. B tier. Dude, what are these systems? I know these systems too. I just can't. I've seen them before, but I've never played them. And you'll see why. PS1 also was a rival of the N64. And the reason, again, I'm giving these S tier isn't necessarily. I don't want to give these to S tier because I'm being biased. My goal is to put them in the ranks based on how they influence the gaming community and did they have good games for their time. And I would say that where'd it go? Where's the one I was holding? The PS1 right here. And the PS1 did have some game changing. It had FF7, it had a Final Fantasy Tactics. It actually had some great games that kind of influenced the games today, especially turn-based strategies. Because you also had Ogre Battle in here. Ogre Battle is also in N64 days, so I put it up here. This is the reason why I'm trying. This is kind of why this is S tier and these are A tiers. Not because I think the Wii is actually a better system overall than the N64. It absolutely is. It has better games. But I think these three systems just had more influence in the gaming community throughout the years than the Nintendo Switch. Sega Dreamcast. This game kind of failed. The sales kind of failed on the sale wise. It didn't have many good games. I think it was one of the first game. It had a weird controller too. Actually, you know what? This gets A tier because of how crappy the controllers are, but it's a strong A tier. Atari. Not a very good game. I played this. The system wasn't that great. The games were mostly unmemorable. I don't remember too many games I played on here. I played some. I believe technically Sega Dreamcast originally did have online capabilities. I think there were online games for Sega Dreamcast, but it just never caught on. This is trash. It had no real influence in the game. It was more of a warning than inspiration for the gaming industry. It was there. Oh man, look at all these old systems I just don't know. I bet I'm gonna do another tier list of this someday, and I'm gonna look at these and figure out what they are again, and we'll do a better job. Gaming bet. A lot of decent games coming in here. I believe it was the first handheld game ever made. Came out before the DS, before the Switch, and because of that, I think it goes into. But the games probably weren't that good. I'll put it in B tier. Had a lot of strong influence. Like I said, it probably influenced, and I bet it had influence on Nintendo Switch, the Game Boy Color, and the Wii. Which one is this? Is the new Xbox? I mean, it's currently out, right? It has. I don't know much about the Xbox. I haven't keep in touch. But if it's anything like the 360 and the Xbox, it's probably not half bad. I don't know if it's influenced the gaming world like the Xbox, the original Xbox did. Probably has some okay games, but if it's in today's world, I'm going to assume it's kind of B tier. That seems about right for those kind of systems. PC, okay, let's be real. Unfortunately, gaming consoles are just cheaper versions, they're consoles, but just more consumer friendly. They're not as customizable. But PCs are stronger. They can hold more. You can use more games. You have access to almost every game as possible. Where like if you have an Xbox, you only have access to Xbox games. I got to put this as great as all time. It's just a powerful system compared to everything else. Even though I'm a PC user, it is very strong. The only downside to it compared to others is that it can be super expensive, but if you buy it, it will last for many, many years. I actually don't know what system this is. I don't know. These other ones, can't think of their names. I know there's like an Atari 8000. There's probably there's a second one somewhere in here. I think this one. But like I recognize these systems, but this one I don't recognize. I don't know what that is. Wii. Oh my gosh. Here's another one that actually kind of, I don't know if revolutionized. I don't think that's the right word, but definitely had some influence in the gaming industry with its touchscreen. Maybe not touchscreen. It's, what do you call it? Sensitive screen movement with its controller. It had a weird controller though. The controller was kind of weird overall. You had some great games that went with it. Like you had Wii Sports, especially like the Wii stuff, like the Wii Sports, the Wii Miniature People. Those were super fun. But the controller was kind of weird, and I know that people had broken TVs because of the Wii, because you would like throw it, and then it would like go. That's why you're always supposed to wear a wristband when you play the Wii, because if it slips on your hand, it can slide right to the TV and break your TV. I'm actually gonna give this B tier. And 16-bit. I mean, you got some great games in there. You have some classics: Mario RPG, Zelda, Link to the Past. A lot of classic games in this. Definitely had some influence in today's world, as Nintendo always does. Does it deserve S tier GOAT? No. Kind of older, had cartridge. I think it goes in A tier next to the 8-bit. This is the, oh boy, wait. Isn't this the DS? What's the difference between these two? I'm gonna be honest, these are both gonna be the same to me. Wait. Oh, here's the Wii. Oh, is this the oh, this is the portable Wii? Okay, yeah, that's probably not that great. That's probably C tier. So I already kind of said what the Wii is, so I'm gonna put that in B. Nintendo DS. There's some cool games in here. The dual screen was pretty cool. They had some cool creative ideas that you could do with the DS. You could touch down here, have some gameplay down the bottom screen while you were controlling your character up the top screen. There was drawings there were drawing games you could do. There was a lot of cool touchscreen stuff that you could do with the DS that connected. But I don't remember it being so game changing. It didn't really have I wouldn't say it had tons of influence on the world, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. The reason this beats DS is because it was the first of its kind. The 8-bit was long before the DS, long before the Wii, and had heavy influence, but didn't really have it. Also, didn't have anything memorable. So that's why this makes B tier. This doesn't. Unsure of this. This is going to be C tier. I don't know anything about it, but I'm throwing it in C tier. Same with Game Boy Color. I think a lot of these handhelds are kind of C tier, besides the Nintendo Switch and the Game Boy bit right here. PS3 did very well in sales. Or is this the PS4? This is the PS4. This is today. This can also go into the B tier. Strong system. Influenced. I like it. I like it in B tier. Xbox 360. I have a lot of great memories on this system. It definitely enhanced the kind of the Xbox Live version. You had a lot of good stuff going on. Very user friendly, in my opinion, back in the day, if I recall. It did have the ring of death, though. It was known for the ring of death, where, and for you don't know, the ring of death was basically the console just pooped on itself, and you had to get a new one. So I'm gonna put this in kind of like low A tier. Even though I have a lot of fond memories, I want to put an S tier. It's just not. And then the PS2, I think this actually goes in S tier also. Great sales, great games. A lot of defining games came out here. I believe, maybe not Grand Theft Auto 1 or 2, but Grand Theft Auto 3 came out here. And I think that was a huge influence on the Grand Theft Auto series. You also have some other games I can't think of. You have Final Fantasy X, which is probably one of their most influential Final Fantasies out there. So influential games, influential system. Did a lot for the gaming. Yeah, this is a big generation. This is a big generation for the gaming community, whether they know it or not. Was like the Xbox, PS2, and the Wii stage. So this is where I'm going to put everything. I kind of wish I didn't have to put so many down here in the unsure, but I need to look at these. It's okay. Sega Dreamcast, yeah, that was a pretty trash system. This looks like trash. I'm gonna put that in trash because I can. C tier because they had some cool games that were fun and kind of memorable, and it was a unique system. But did it really influence the future of consoles? No, it didn't. It didn't really do much for that. It was just a cool gaming console hardware, and that was about it. B's, definitely some great stuff. I mean, you have the Game Boy right here, the first handheld Game Boy. Definitely had some influence on the future of handhelds like these. And GameCube goes in B tier. Same with the PS3, along with the new one. Just good, decent hardware, some good games. Probably good recommendations for the generation that they're in, but in the long term, I don't think they're gonna have huge long term. You're not gonna see people like, oh, I remember this system influencing, the future, like this influencing the future of gaming like 20 years from now, compared to like this and Exotic. But they don't have to be. I mean, you have the Wii here. A, and then S, and then the GOAT. Yeah. We're just going to keep it this way, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed what you watched. Until next time. Much love. Peace out. And I will talk to you guys with my next video. Hopefully something a little bit more actual content creation worthy. All right. Bye-bye.